Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, the podcast aimed to inspire you to find your voice and become the best, truest, and most authentic version of yourself. Spiritually intimate, soul-to-soul conversations, life-changing insights, and spiritual teaching and healing. Real, raw, unfiltered. Join your host, Tisha Michelle.
Welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul with me, Tisha Michelle, your host. Hey everybody, long time. I know. I'm gonna do a later episode so I can catch you guys up on my life and where I'm at, what's been going on, what had been going on, where I'm going, all that juicy stuff. I got y'all. But today I want to talk about this epiphany that I had. Or this realization that I came to. And I'm pretty sure some of you can definitely relate. Do you feel like you have been hiding? And what I mean by that is maybe you get excited about something or creating a change. And there's a lot of people who love change. And there's a lot of people who just like, I need everything to stay the exact same because you feel some sense of control over it, right? But the one consistent thing that happens in our life is change, whether we like it or not, right? So when I say, have you been hiding? Like, have you experienced where you're like, you know what? I'm going to shake some shit up. I'm going to make a change. Or maybe you feel a certain way and maybe you even have a little bit of like depression or something, going on. And you're like, all right, I'm over this. It's time for a change. I'm going to make a change. This is what I'm going to do. And you get all excited and you get hyped and you maybe you even start it. And then you fall back. And then you do it again. And then you fall back. And next thing you know, you're dancing. And it's not even really a good dance. Because you're dancing in the sense of like, I don't want to be in this space. And I know that I can make this change. And I'm ready to do it. But then you revert right back. I don't know about you. But that's been me. And it hit me and I recognized this pattern. I'm like, yo. Why am I hiding? And I think what really did it was I started getting messages from people and people, that have my number and would send me a message, or even people that would send me a message on Instagram. And then, and then one of my friends said somebody reached out and was like, hey, is Tisha okay? I haven't seen her, in a while. Like, I haven't seen her post anything on social media. And she said it took her back because she talked to me every day, all day. And she was like, yeah, she's fine, and I started laughing when she told me that. And I was like, yeah, I said, I feel like I've been hiding. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I pop out, I'll do these videos, I'll talk about this stuff. And then all of a sudden I would revert back. And then I told her, I said, like, just recently, like you seen, I did it was things popped in my head and I put it on TikTok and then I put it on Instagram. And I'm like, I actually got the most. I'm not someone who really cares about the views and the numbers and the likes. I think if all of us will be honest with ourselves, the part of your ego is like, oh, that's super cool, of course, right? But the intention isn't that. It's really like, who is it gonna reach and how is it gonna help affect them in a positive way? And these videos I did was like the most interaction that I've had, where I'm talking about people actually taking time to answer my question and to comment and to be vulnerable. And I responded back to every single person on those posts. And it was really, really nice because it's like, I felt like I knew them. And then I even had some people who were like, thank you so much for taking your time to respond, because a lot of people they're not really used to that when they comment on somebody's thing, or even if somebody asks a question and like, drop your answer below, and then people respond and they don't ever respond back to it. And it's like, what's your intentions behind that? So I really love the conversation and the people telling me insights to why, how they feel, and then me responding. And it was nice. And then I stopped. And I haven't posted anything since. So the other day this is a couple of days ago, I was sitting there and I said, holy shit. I'm afraid of my own power. What? I'm like, wait a minute. Let's break this down, Tisha. Let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation, because this is crazy. For those of you that have been, following my journey and rocking with me from like the beginning, what's up? You know that my awakening happened when my best friend Gloria died at the end of 2017. And 2018, I had a reading by a psychic medium, and that opened some stuff up within me, like cracked me wide the open, straight up open. And I just learned a lot of different things about myself, and my intuition was like, what's up? I'm here, like, boom, that type of thing. And did these readings and worked with people and worked on myself, and all these different downloads, and all this stuff was just super, super powerful for me. And the past year and a half, it started coming to a halt, and I started feeling like, I don't really like this. I don't want to do this. Like, I actually don't want to do one-on-ones. I'm like, I'm going to do them. I mean, I'll do them for select people. I got you type thing. And then that even started like trickling off, because I said, I don't want to do this. And I had all these reasons. It's draining, it's this and it's that. While all that may be very true, really what it was almost like I hit a ceiling. And I hit this ceiling where I knew that another awakening was going to happen, and I was meant to go even deeper on this journey and this evolution of life. And it's almost like I self-sabotaged it by making up all these excuses of, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired, I'm drained. I just don't, I care too much about people, and it's starting to affect me energy wise and all of this stuff. But when I had this realization the other day, I said that wasn't the case. I had maxed out of where I was at, because I was ready. I was meant to go to another level. And y'all, keeping it 100, that scares the shit out of me. Because if you mean to tell me that this power that I have within, and these gifts and what I've been able to do from 2018 till now, you mean to tell me that I can go further than that? And I'm meant to go, whoa. That, what I just did these past years from 2018 was already a stretch. And you mean I can go further? So I was self-sabotaging. And I was like, yo, I'm afraid of my own power. I'm afraid of my own essence. I'm afraid of my own evolution. I'm afraid of me. And when you say it out loud, that shit sounds crazy. So I have been hiding. And it's not like I've been hiding from people in a sense, like individual people or anything like that. I've just been hiding because what is life going to look like when I step into who I fully am? Because that hasn't happened. Yes, I've evolved. Yes, I've grown. Yes, I've awakened. But that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. And I realized so many things that I resisted. And I resist. So I have a little list right now, guys. And maybe, you might want to try this. Write all of the things that you resist in life. And then face that shit. Face it. Like face it. Like, what are you afraid of? Right? The pain that's come here, or the pain that we've experienced in life, wasn't here to make us hurt. It was here to teach us, and it was here to help us grow. So if we can switch our perspective from thinking like a woe is me and a victim mentality, and like, damn, this shit is like so painful, to be like, damn, this shit hurts, but what's up? All right, I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna go back and course correct that thing, and then make sure that never happens again. So I did an episode where I talked about the end of 2022 when I went into like this dark place, and I was like, what the hell? How did I get myself into this hole, trying to do one thing and all of like this stuff. And there's parts of that still lingers and makes me feel a certain way, where I'll keep it 100 with you guys. I went into victim mode, and I ain't never been in victim mode that I think of. I went into victim mode like, oh my God, everything was this, everything was that, it was this fault, this person's fault, this thing. And while some of that is very much true, because it was out of my control, there was nothing else that I could do. So I have to look at it and had to look at it like, yeah, that didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, or I thought that it did. So go back and fix it and make sure that it doesn't happen again. That's all that it is when you're on this journey. You have this experience. You look back at that experience. If it's something that you just need to just release, then you release it. If it's something that is still ongoing, fix it. And after you fix it, make sure that it doesn't happen again, because you don't want that experience. You know what that experience feels like. You know what it looks like, and you don't like it, and you don't want to have it again. So we're not going to do that, right? So, okay, so back to this hiding. Are you hiding? Are you hiding because of fear of what other people might think? Again, I'll keep it 100 with you. There is this fear in me of this sense of, if I'm talking about the spirituality and I'm talking about your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, or I'm just talking about the trauma and the different things to do and blah, 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 whatever it is. Well, what if somebody thinks that it's this, or what if somebody thinks it's that? And the crazy thing about it is I have never had that experience in this lifetime. So if you believe in past lives and stuff like I do, in other past lives, I've been a healer. And again, I don't heal people, because we all heal ourselves. We just teach you, just remind you of your essence, remind you of the goddess, and you remind you of the self-healer, right? That's it. I'm a facilitator. I don't heal anybody. You're the healer. I'm not a guru. You're your own guru. Right? I'm just here to reflect things back to you, to remind you who the F you are, right? But in other lifetimes, I was killed for this. So I brought that fear here. So in this lifetime, I have never had anybody say anything crazy to me. So why am I afraid of putting myself out there? Now, I put myself out there on a podcast. I've done the lives. I've done the videos. I've done tons of other people's podcasts and all that. And I've never once had anybody say anything crazy. Just recently I did. Remember when I said I put those TikToks and those Instagram reels and I had all these people responding? I had one guy say, and this was his response. He said, "And why should we listen to you?" It didn't even bother me. Some people would be like, "Oh my God, I laughed at it. I actually liked his comment." And that was it. And I didn't respond to it. I didn't want to go into a whole back and forth thing, but I liked it to let him know I acknowledged it. Because you know what? That is a very fair question. Why should you listen to me? But that was up to him. He needed to go back and research me and hear my story and see if this is somebody that I feel like is resonating with me, like, or whatever. But if I had to say anybody, air quotes over here, guys, said something bad, it was just recently. He said, "And why should we listen to you?" My mind, my ego wants to keep me so safe and protected from the cruelty that can be out there in the world. And we all see it. We can look on someone's page. Someone can just be talking about their dog and people in the comment, like, "How dare you have that dog like that?" And you'll be like, what? People are just miserable, right? But I don't have any facts on anything of that. So why am I hiding? Why am I hiding, thinking that someone is going to say something or it's going to be the case? And that's not the case. I am just afraid of my own effing power, my essence, my gifts, my talents, my journey, my evolution. Because damn, if I did all of this from 2018 till now, the people that I have helped, the people that I have met, the retreats that I have hosted, the gifts that have come out, the downloads that I have received for myself, the healing that I have went through for myself, and healing that I have participated in with other people and shit. And if you, and the things I've manifested, and I did all of that, and you say I can go further, that's a little spooky. That's a little scary. Because sometimes, in life, when you're so used to one particular way, say you're used to your life being chaotic, it's always chaos, and then then things are good, you're like, what's happening? I'm bored. What's wrong? And it's because we're not used to that, right? We're not used to that. If you've always lived in with a scarcity mindset, and that's been my thing, a scarcity mindset, well, what would it be like if all of a sudden you woke up and you didn't have to worry about choosing between, do I go grocery shopping or do I pay the light bill? Right? Like, what would life be like? And you can think like, oh God, that'll just feel so great. But there's that great part of you that's like, but it's going to be different. I don't know what that's going to be like. So it's like you self-sabotage. So it's kind of like that person who is hitting that milestone. They're like, oh, I can like get to here, get to like level 4, and you get to level 3 and you stuck. Like what that? I know somebody that was in a network marketing company and was crushing it. But every time she was going to get to that next level, she would be short. I'm talking about short to like $100 sale that she could have begged somebody to do that shit, right? But every month she would just not hit it. And it was the most bizarre thing on the outside looking at it. But now I get it. And it's like, well, what happens if I hit that? Do I not have anything else to go for? Or what is life going to look like when it's completely like different? So it's scary. So have you, any of you guys really, I want you to think about that. Are you hiding? And if you are hiding, what's the real thing behind it? What are you really afraid of? Are you afraid of the change? Even though you're like, oh, I would love for this to be, this case, then why are you self-sabotaging? What's happening? Really like why? So here is your soul work, aka homework. I want you to get a notebook. Well, no, before that, rewind. I want you to ask yourself, am I hiding? And if so, ask yourself, what am I hiding from? And as you start to write down what it is that you are hiding from, all the things that's coming up in your head, I want you to ask yourself, is that shit true? So like for me, if I ask me, is it true that, people are going to like come for me and be like, oh, that's the devil's work, or that's this and it's that? Like, do I have any evidence of that? No. And if they did do that, is it my truth? It might be their truth, but it's not my truth, right? Then I want you to grab a piece of paper and I want you to write down a list of the things that you are resisting. Some of the things, and I'll open up and share with you. So one of the things that I resist and I just don't want to do is exercise. I will walk. I will move my body. I will stretch. I get massages. I walk every single day. Like literally every single day I walk. I go to the park. I switch it up. I go to different parks. I walk a different direction. I will walk. I will be on the phone, listen to a podcast, and I will go a couple of miles a day. I have no problem with that. But to go and exercise or go to somebody's gym, why? Why would I do that? And I resist it. Like, I don't like it. I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. I have no desire to do it. That's all changing now though. Another thing that I resist is I don't like to put things together. Like, it's something about it. So there's like a bookshelf, right? And just to look at the paper and see the pieces and the steps, oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. I have paid people to put shit together. I have one on TaskRabbit. It's not really TaskRabbit because that's not even in my area, but it's one of those other ones that's like TaskRabbit. I always forget the name. Anyway, and I have paid people to come put bookshelves together to put that. I mean, and it could be simple. I resist doing anything of that. My mom, ordered something from my refrigerator, right? An organizer. And she came over, she put it together and put it in there. And she was like, I ordered this for your refrigerator. She was like, but I knew you weren't going to put it together. It was just going to sit there. So I just went ahead and did it. I'm like, thank you. Cause she already knows I resist that. It's almost like my brain just can't even function with the step 1, step 2, step 3. And I don't know if that goes back to just like not like in the routine aspect or what, but it's something that I resist. Another thing that I resist is luxury, wealthy, abundance, I guess, like lavish and all. And I wasn't always like that because when I was younger, I was the one that was in high school rocking the Donna Karan. I had every the Timberlands. I had every Nike. I had the Guess, all that stuff back. I'm 43. So this is, high school, 16, 17, 18 and like all that. And it was like stayed with my hair done and my nails and everything. I don't even walk around the house with a scarf on, please. Now I will go outside the house with a scarf on, right? But everything was just name brand and was luxury and it was this and it was that. And then all of a sudden at some point in my life that just stopped. And it was like, I don't need to have like that. I don't need like this. Oh, and kind of like even judgy. And I resisted. And while I may look at it and say like, oh, well, that's because you don't have to spend all that money on like name brand stuff. But that was trickling over into other things where I'm actually self-sabotaging the abundance. Because I've been so used to being in a scarcity mindset and I've been being in survival mode. When I wasn't even in survival mode, I felt like I was in survival mode. But when I go back and I look at it and I dissect it and I'd be like, yeah, I've been in survival mode whole life. No, you wasn't. That was an illusion. Has there been survival mode and stuff? Absolutely. But it became so familiar to me that I felt like that's what I was in. And what would life look like? And as much as I crave to wake up and not have to worry about anything, I could just go off of how I feel. There was a self-sabotage. And this past 2 years have been opening up so much for me, and the level of awareness has been just coming so deep, which is why I said I'm okay with, one, writing my list of the things that I resist so I can face them, and then two, actually being open and honest, talking to you guys about my business, right? Because that's not something that I do, but that's also something that I resist. And why am I resisting these things? Why do these things feel so scary to me, right? I'm going to help you. Don't worry. I got you. I got you all day long. And people can tell you, I got you. But for me, I'm going to keep those things in because that's for me. What is that? One, is it maybe a fear of if I let people in to any insight to me, they're going to judge me or they're going to use it against me one day. I don't have any evidence of that. Why am I making this shit up? And why are you making it up? Why are you hiding? What are you resisting? Why are you afraid of the change that you actually crave and desire? Why are you self-sabotaging yourself? And I really just want you guys to go on this journey with me and really take some time today or tomorrow and really just write these things down and really see what it is that you come up with, because we're here to evolve. Y'all know I've been talking about this shit. So while I'm sitting here acting like I don't know what to do. So anyway, so I wrote this list of the things that I've really resist, and I've been starting to face them. And the things is I've worked on a lot of the deeper, the trauma, the childhood trauma and those things. I've been working on that since 2018. It's now almost like some of the practical stuff that I'm resisting that's been in the way. Because I'll be like, man, I never feel personally, I don't feel like we've ever fully healed, because I feel like there's so many layers and things to it. But we've healed through this, and now we're aware of it. And if it does happen to pop up, we don't spiral out of control. We just say there's a little bit of this that's still left. Let me go a little bit deeper and let me work through this and let me just release this. So I've done the shadow work and I've done those things, but there's still a lot more other stuff to do. And I always felt like I've done the big thing. So who cares about those small things? But in actuality, those small things is what's actually filling up my space and preventing these other things to come in. So when I had this realization, I said, holy shit, I'm the one that's in my way? That's weird. I'm afraid of me. And when I said it out loud, I was like, that's the most silliest thing that I've ever heard of, because you're hiding from yourself. You're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to be able to do that, Tisha. You're not going to be able to hide from yourself, because you're not hiding from other people. You're hiding from you. And you need to get your shit together. That was my realization that I had the other day. I was like, I'm afraid of my own potential, my own power, the essence in me, who I actually really am, because I hit a ceiling of my growth. I hit a ceiling and I was just staying on that level, and now it's meant to go even deeper. But y'all, I got it. And this is why I said I'm going to do another episode soon to really to kind of talk to you about that journey, just to let you into a little insight into my world with the intentions to help you from where you may be currently at and where you're going. And I'll share the things that are in the works that I'm going to pop out with. And I'm really excited about it because I can say it's not me, but in actuality, it really is me. But the version of me that I've known for all of these years is like, who the fuck you think you are? I'm actually really hyped for this next level of my journey and stuff. So that's what I got for you guys. I missed y'all. I don't want to be like, your girl is back, because I've done that like 3 times. But again, I've been self-sabotaging. So I'm just going to say, nah, F that. I am going to say, your girl is back. But just even more of an evolution. And I want to take you guys on that journey too. Again, with the intentions to help you guys. So until next time, bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Seeing with Your Soul. If something you heard resonated with you, feel free to rate, review, and share with others. If you are looking to go deeper, you can connect with Tisha Michelle on Instagram at Mindset Slayer or visit www.healingalignedglow.com.